Hey guys, Kenny here. I finally was able to see this film very recently, The Hurt Locker, the 2008 war drama thriller. This basically has to do with a small fleet of army men team put together to go around in Iraq and disarm bombs that have been going off, and because they've been really the bombings have really been disturbing the way of life in Iraq for the citizens, and citizens have also been dying. And that's basically what Hurt Locker is all about. This film, excuse me, is very effective. There's not much like action moments in it. It's more of drama and character development. And I think the character development is really what makes this film so incredible. Uh, there's Guy Pearce, who has a very short part in the beginning of the film, and I thought he was good for the time he was in this. That's an actor who's very underrated and rarely ever used, in my opinion. And I think it's three guys that are put together, yeah. And then Guy Pearce dies, and then Jeremy Renner, his character comes in and fills his shoes. James. They're the guys' names are James. Let's see, James. Okay. There. Okay. James, Sanborn, and Eldridge, and those two guys put together were a fantastic collaboration. I really loved how they're acting together, and they really did have a chemistry that is rarely ever seen when it's three or more actors. The chemistry between these three actors reminded me very much of another film. I think of George Clooney, Ice Cube, and Mark Wahlberg. Three Kings, I believe it was. But I think the chemistry in this between these three army army people is much better. Is even better than the chemistry in that. Um, and even when there are some action with suspense moments, you really feel for these three guys, and you really want them to succeed. James is the hothead of the group. He likes to try and do things at first by on his own, but then as the story goes on, he starts learning more about teamwork, and the three guys really start to like each other and work, and are able to work together very well. And as the story goes on, James becomes more and more of a human character, whereas in the first, it was like he's so, so into himself, like selfish, that he didn't really pay attention to the other two guys, and they were trying to work with him. But as the story went on, he got more and more. He liked to work more and more with him as a team. The uh, the explosion moments were very. very startling, effective, and if you're not really ready for it, it can be very disturbing. Like there's one where James isn't able to take the a bomb vest off of a person. Rarely is there ever a war film this well done, and it leaves an effect on you long after you've seen it. I saw it very recently, and this was the winner for Best Picture, and Catherine Bigelow directed this, and she won Best Director, the first female woman to win that such award, and so I highly recommend this. So if this was an amazing film. I loved the locations that they used. And it varied. They went to many different areas in this film. So mm, I felt like I wanted to try and help them out, and but I knew they would actually be successful in the long run. So I think that's all I have to say. So stay cool and roll out to the movies.